Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? Keith Vader. This is a live stream, so I'm going to wait just for a minute to see if anybody joins here. Okay. Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? Just keep in mind, guys, I'm kind of new to the YouTube scene. Okay, so if there's anything that you can't see clearly, please let me know. I know the screen is kind of small, so please put your screen horizontally if you're watching this on your phone. That's what I'm doing on my end. Let me just lower this volume here because it's fucking up. Alright, so here we are, guys. Okay, so we're going to do a little game-by-game discussion. If you have any questions, please let me know in the chat section. Okay, because I'm going to be answering questions. It's just like I said, it's going to be an open discussion. We're going to do game-by-game notes. And we're going to find our leverage spots. I kind of have my ownership projections in front of me. And we're just going to talk game-by-game notes, where the public is headed. And in GPPs, what's helped me is basically kind of doing the opposite, because it sounds like this week a lot of people are going to be paying up at quarterback. Okay, this is which means we're going to have expensive wide receiver stacks like Metcalf, Devontae Adams. These guys might be, because there's 12 games on the slate, but they might be pushing up in ownership quite a bit. So we're going to start here with the Kansas City Chiefs at the Miami Dolphins. Earlier on in the week, the Chiefs were implied for 30 points. Looks like their Vegas total has come down to 29 points. It's what I'm seeing, if I can see that clearly. Okay, which really doesn't change much of anything, but we all know a lot of ownership headed to Patrick Mahomes. But for me, I think for me, I might just completely be staying away from this game personally. A couple reasons why. I mean, let's see. We have Patrick Mahomes at 8,100, and he's top pass catcher in Tyreek Hill. Okay, in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, you're looking at 8,100, 7,400. That's going to leave you very little salary to really get much done. I am liking another side of this puzzle here, because I definitely want some sort of exposure to this offense. Okay, I definitely want some sort of exposure to this offense. If you guys can notice here, Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 5,900, one of the lowest price tags we've seen him all year, and he's projected ownership is at 0 to 1%. We all know Miami's corners. They have a great backfield. So I think trying to get some of these 29 implied points by Vegas in large field GPPs, we can take a look at a guy like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, if you guys remember last year, they had the same type of experiment. Who was it with? I can't remember. Philadelphia running back. If you guys can remember who I'm talking about, please let me know in the chat. But God, it's on my tongue, but I can't remember his fucking name right now. He joined the team last year, late in the year. Oh yeah, LaShawn McCoy. They had the same type of experiment last year, and what happened later on in the year? They gave the rock to Darrell Williams, and he took off with it come playoff time, come December, come January. So I feel like we're seeing the same things that happened last year happen again this year. So because I want exposure to this game, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probably. I'm definitely going to be leveraging the field with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay, and I might have some one-offs of Tyreek Hill because, I mean, this is the guy that's a slate breaker, right? But at this price tag, $8,500 price tag, he's got to get over 30 fantasy points, which he can easily do on any given week. Don't get me wrong, he can get it done. But because there's 12 games on the slate, and there's so many options at wide receiver, we might not need to pay we might not need to pay for a player like Tyreek Hill. It's where I'm at right now. I'm definitely gonna have some exposure to him because I don't want to have to, I think if it's a 1 o'clock game, I don't want to have to turn my TV off or my laptop off, say 2 o'clock, if Tyreek Hill has 3 touchdowns within the first half like he did previously. So he can burn you. You definitely want some exposure, but if you're not high on him like I am, you can go under the field. And obviously, any of these other guys you guys are seeing here, McCole Hardman, Jakeem Grant, McCole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins. These are the guys I would only play if I was big on Sammy Watkins because I would only play with Patrick Mahomes because I would probably double stack Patrick Mahomes in this scenario if I was really high on him. Okay, tight ends, we all know Travis Kelce. Now in this particular slate, we have a few good options in tight end. So last week was definitely pay up time. This week we may not have to do that, but definitely want to get some exposure in there. Now, looking at the Miami side, looks like Tua is going to be the starter here. Tua is the main reason actually why I'm not so high on this game. I just don't think. Although he's looked good at times, like in the second half of last week, where he threw the rock a couple, maybe 2 touchdowns to Mike Gesicki last week. I'm just really not high on him because I haven't seen enough consistency from Tua. And I don't know if this game can shoot out, and which is if we're gonna full on game stack any game, we want it to shoot out. So Myles Gaskin certainly in play. Projected for 9-12 ownership. He's certainly in play for me. The Chiefs defense is definitely vulnerable against the run, as they have been last year and as they have been all year, all year long this year. I'm not gonna go too much into statistics with that, but I just, they have not been very good against the run. So because I don't like Tua, I'm not big on any of these pass catchers. So I'm gonna move on to the second game here. If you guys have any different ideas, please let me know in the chat. You know what I mean? But there's not much in this game for me. This is a game that I quite like, quite honestly, really like. I know it's not a big Vegas total, but, we've seen these 44, 45-point Vegas totals go off at times. And anytime a game involves Desean Watson, that game can certainly blow up. You guys know that. You guys know he can do it with these legs and his arms. Desean Watson is certainly in play for me. We'll close this out here. If he's really projected for 2 to 4% ownership, Desean Watson, I think, a lot of people still have this perception, guys. I think a lot of people still have this perception that the Bears defense is like this greatest defense on earth and you can't play anybody against them. That's complete bullshit, guys. Deshaun Watson ceiling is still there, and I like the fact that actually Mitchell Trubisky is in this spot. Houston's defense is trash. This seems like a game that's going a little bit off radar. I know. I know. Montgomery is gonna pick up some ownership, but the passing game here, in my eyes, this is a potential shootout game. These are the type of games that I like to target in GPPs. Because this week, from what I've been hearing, is people are going to pair back quarterback. And what you want in GPPs, what's helped me become successful in GPPs, has been targeting games like this, okay? Where let's build a quick stack here, okay? Let's build a quick stack, and let's take a look at the, okay? Let's go to optimizer here. Nope, not optimizer. Let's go to lineup. Let's go to a lineup. Let's make a quick lineup and look at the salary left. Okay, so let's say we're going with Desean Watson. I certainly like him a lot more than Trubisky. I know projections wise, Trubisky is going better because of mostly because of his price point. Deshaun Watson is still fairly expensive, but his pass catchers are cheap. We all know Cooks, right? He burned everybody last week. So what that's going to do is bring his ownership down. He's projected for 2 to 4% ownership. I don't care about his matchup. I don't fucking care who's guarding him. It's Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball, and he's their number one pass catcher. And this is when I like to target, these type of players. This is when I like to target these type of players when everybody's cooled off of them. Okay, last week Brandon Cooks was 25% owned, 30% owned. He busted. These are the times that I like to bounce right back when everybody's off. Okay, let's build a little stack here. Let's build a little double stack. Let's go right back to Akins here. Okay, look how much salary you have left, guys. Look how much fucking salary you have left. Obviously, you're going to have a bring back Allen Robinson for sure. Right? Right? So, if this stack, and you can even go full-on game stack if you think it's going to shoot out, right? Look how much fucking salary you have left. Okay, now, Montgomery is not so cheap, but you still have a lot of salary to work with here. These are the games I love to target, and I feel like this is a game that's really, really going off radar. I feel like it could shoot out. And that's going to allow me to get the guys like Derrick Henry, okay, that I really, really love this week. I don't care about his ownership. He could be owned, whatever. I love Derrick Henry this week, which we'll get to in a second, okay? There's a lot of good players. Mooney can hit one deep. Mooney, he can do it short and long. A lot of good players setting up to be in a good spot here for the Bears and the Texans. Okay. If you guys have any other ideas on that, let me know in the comment section. But we'll get by this game here. This is a game I'm definitely gonna be over the field on Deshaun Watson this week. I'm gonna have 10 to 15% of Deshaun Watson, and that's how you want to leverage yourself. If you're playing 150 max entry, okay, or if you're doing single entry, or you're doing 3 entry max, 20 entry max. If you're doing 3 entry max, I would just pick one quarterback and just go from there. Just variate your lineup a little bit. If you're doing 20 entry max, I'd probably have 3 quarterbacks and do my stacking from there. This is a game that I'm not really high on. Okay, Cardinals at the Giants. Giants are, making that late playoff push run just like the Redskins are. I'm really personally not too high on this game. I'm not convinced that Kyler Murray's healthy. I'm just not convinced. I know in practice, reports with the reporters when he's speaking there, he's saying, I'm healthy, but I'm not convinced. Until I see him run, I'm not putting my money on Kyler Murray. Okay? This is the cheapest we're ever going to get Kyler Murray. And if he has another bad game against the Giants this week, his price is just dropping. $7,200 for fucking Kyler Murray is insane. But my money is certainly not going there. Giants defense looks like it's legit right now. So it's kind of a stay away spot from me. Obviously, with 12 games on the slate, you don't need to fucking play every game. Okay? You can shy away from games like this. If you're mass multi-entering, 150 lineups, you could stay away from games like this and just pick out the ones you like. As I see, we're getting some more viewers in here. So like I said, if you guys want to leverage yourself over the field, pick those low-owned plays and go from there. Not much to talk about in this game for me. I mean, Wayne Gallman could be in play. Kenyon Drake is getting a lot of the goal line carries right now. He's certainly in play. I like a couple of the running backs, but I'm not big on the pass catchers. They're all dirt cheap, so you could have some one-offs if you think they're gonna be doing well. I'm just not on these games. I like in GPPs. I like games that are gonna shoot out, and these cheap plays. Evan Ingram is certainly in play. He could be a nice one-off. You don't have to stack Evan Ingram. He can certainly get you guys some nice leverage because he's gonna be super low owned. Okay. We'll make our way to the other game here. Like I said, with a low Vegas total like this, it's decent, but it's not great. And I'm just not sure about Kyler Murray. And again, until I see it, not going there. Now, this is a game. I really, really hope this game doesn't pick up too much ownership. When I first started looking at the slate, looking at this game right here, I might be a Tom Brady bias fan. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, but I think this team is gonna hit all cylinders at the right time. I still think very highly of the Bucs as a team that's got the weapons, the potential to go to the Super Bowl, but they gotta fix up that defense, man. They gotta fix up that. Fuck that passing defense looks like trash for the past 2 weeks. What happened to this team? Can somebody tell me? Did these guys get injured or something? Because what happened to this defense? This passing defense. We all know they can stop the run, but to win a Super Bowl, you got to get that passing game defense situated over there. Not the offense, obviously, but the passing defense. But looking at Tom Brady here, if he's gonna come in at 5 to 8% ownership, I'd love me some Tom Brady. I'd love me some Kirk Cousins, that too. I love this fucking game, man. I absolutely adore this game. This game you can stack up so many ways. We all know Dalvin Cook is going to be super low owned, right? It says I don't think Dalvin Cook is going to be 17 to 20% owned. I really don't. With his price tag and when people see the Tampa Bay defense, they're going to shy away from him. But you could go to Dalvin Cook to be contrarian in GPPs. Just got to watch out for Sunday morning projections. What his ownership is at. And you can go from there. But when I see this, if Tampa Bay... Let's talk about game theory for a second, guys. Let's talk about game theory, okay? Because that's how you win GPPs. Let's talk about game theory. Let's say if you predict Tampa Bay to go up first in this game, like if you expect Tampa Bay to be up in this game, Ronald Jones sitting at 6,100 is in play. He's in play. I mean, their Vegas implied total is fucking what? It's high. It's fucking almost 30 points. And it's going up since it's opened. Right? Vegas is telling you Tampa Bay is going to play ahead in this game. So Ronald Jones is certainly in play. It's just about game theory. But all these pass catchers are in play. Out of these guys, my most two favorite guys this week are going to be Adam Thielen and Chris Godwin. That's going to be my highest exposure right here. I've been listening into all the YouTubers and whatnot. I kind of have a good idea of where people want to go. People are going to be on Jefferson. Of course, he's been torching defenses lately. I mean, they grade out really well. Thielen and Jefferson both grade out really well. But if you think that Minnesota's going to play behind in this game, okay, Kirk Cousins, that's your stack right there. I wouldn't double stack. I'm kind of scared about double stacking this week. And I'll tell you guys why. You want to, on a 12-game slate, in order to get to the top of the GPPs, okay, to get to that 240, 250 Draftkings points, you're going to need the ceiling in every position of your lineup, right? Okay? When have you ever seen Thielen and Jefferson both go for 30 on a given week? Now, you can have a great lineup, right? You can have an incredible lineup. This is actually expensive stack. It's hard to stack, too, on top of that. So I wouldn't do that. I would not double stack Thielen and Jefferson together because they're too expensive. And for them to both hit ceiling, and you got 12 other games to worry about where there's going to be other people hitting ceilings, I'm a little bit concerned about that. I feel like, you could stack, Rudolph or somebody like that if it's cheap enough. If your second player in your stack is cheap enough, I think you could certainly go there, right? So we talked about this game. This game certainly has a blow-up potential. It's a great game. I'm personally, this is an open discussion. I kind of gave my ideas in my last video, but I'm certainly gonna be all over Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins. This is the games I talked about right here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, bro. I wouldn't stack both. Just because, like you said it right. I mean, it's you in a 12-game slate to get to the top, man. You're not getting to the top with that. Okay, you to get to the top, you need 240. You need 250. This game has certainly a lot of potential. I see a lot of people want to go back. Let's look at Tannehill ownership for a second, bro. I mean, right? They're fucking implied to score 30 points. And I don't care. Now, a lot of people want to go back to this. Hear me out on this, fellas. Sorry about that. A lot of people want to go back to this, right? Corey Davis, right? 9 to 12% ownership projected. A lot of people want to go back there, right? But how did he hit fucking 38-point drafting points? Well, they were fucking down 24 points in the first quarter, bro. They were down 30-something points in the first quarter, and all Tannehill did was pass the rock the entire game. Are you really projecting Jacksonville to go up a couple touchdowns early in the first quarter? I'm not. Okay? I know this ownership is kind of high, but I don't give a fuck. His price dropped by 500. The only way Derrick Henry gets phased out of the game Okay, the only way is if the Titans go down, and I don't see them going down this game. I don't see them going down to this Jacksonville team. I know it's a divisional matchup. I know these teams know each other, etc. But there's certain spots in these large field GPPs you can't always avoid chalk. If Derrick Henry is gonna be chalk, you gotta eat the chalk in certain spots because he could drop 40, and you don't have him. You don't have any exposure to him. You're done. You're done. Your whole Sunday is done. You're gonna fucking turn off your TV, your shit. You're gonna be pissed as fuck, and your week is done. Okay, so you can't just avoid players like. Okay, another thing to talk about it, which I think is really important in this game. There's a lot of theory out there, right? You can't have two running backs from the same game, right? In GPPs or any other concept, that's like a number one thumbs up no. But I think we have a viable spot here in this particular game just because of this player right here. James Robinson. I don't give a fuck. Okay? This guy is going to get his, whether if it's 2 touchdown dog, 3 touchdown dog. I don't give a fuck. This is the only fucking game that this particular theory that you can't play two running backs from the same game doesn't apply. It does not apply. You can play both of these guys in the same lineup is what I'm trying to get at. I'm going to have some of those lineups, okay? I'm definitely going to have some of those lineups. Robinson, Derrick Henry on the same because even if they're down by 3 touchdowns, let's say, Robinson is still going to get the rock. They've been peppering this dude with targets, with fucking carries. They don't care. They just want this. I don't know what it is. Like, they just want to give him the ball. And this is one of those very... Now, you guys have my take on my running backs, which you guys can understand. I know a lot of these receivers are projecting really well, but I'm going to be on some of the Jacksonville side here. I'm not really high on the Tennessee wide receivers this week because I don't see ceiling games from them. Although A.J. Brown can certainly have a ceiling game here. I understand that. A.J. Brown can have a ceiling game. So I definitely want some exposure to him, but I'm not going to be crazy over the field on these guys. I feel like this spot was last week where the Browns were dogs by 6 points, and they're an 8-3 football team. How did Vegas come up with that line? I have no fucking idea. How did Vegas come up with this line? I have no idea. I mean, if you're a bettor, that was the perfect time for you to pounce on the Browns, and you would have gotten the results you wanted. I'm not gonna talk about these shitty tight ends here, with all of Tannehill's pass catchers healthy. I don't care. These are both shitty-ass defenses. We're not really going to talk about defenses tonight. We're just talking about game-by-game, game theory, and game notes. We'll move a little bit. We're 28 minutes into the stream here. I know there's a lot of good potential here, and we're in GPPs, we're certainly looking at these lower-owned stacks. I mean, not lower-owned stacks and potentially cheap stacks that, could give you leverage elsewhere. But I'm not so crazy on this game, this Dallas-Cincinnati game, mainly because, Vegas is telling me, and the line hasn't moved at all since it opened, Vegas is telling me that this 43-point total here it's kind of trash, to be honest with you guys. I don't know what's your take on this. If you guys have a good take on this particular game, please let me know in the comment section. By the way, guys, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe my video. Like I said, I'm trying to get more people up in here. Join the community so we can all just openly discuss and get better at this bitch together, man. This DFS shit, we could win a lot of fucking money. And look at my previous videos, bro. All right, I stacked up close to 40 grand in 4 weeks. I don't care. Okay, if you guys want to get better with me together, I'm glad you're here. We're just openly talking about it because I want everybody's opinion here. We got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. They're so cheap, and they're all in play. It's just the Vegas total that really worries me in this spot. Obviously, Elliott, if he's gonna go, he's in a great spot. He's offensive line is just trash. I mean, everybody's hurt. Not much you can do there. But I think Elliott's in a smash spot with the amount of volume that he gets on a weekly basis. He's still like top 5 on volume. So you can have, if you're going to make stack like this, bro, if you want to make a cheap stack like this, I'll show you guys a stack right here. This is how I would do it. Higgins or Boyd, right? This is how I would start a lineup right here. GPP lineup, right? Let's go to the where's the fucking lineups? Let's go to lineups. Let's make a quick lineup, right? Let's go to the player pool. Let's say Tyler Boyd. Doesn't matter. You pick. It doesn't fucking matter. I can't tell you which one is gonna have a good game. Right? Oops, sorry. What am I doing here? Let's just say Brandon Allen, and don't laugh at me, bro. Don't laugh at me. Brandon Allen, this guy throws the rock fearlessly, and he doesn't seem to care. But this could be a starting point in the GPP. I'm not doing this, okay? I'm not going there. But you got a double stack with a bring back, okay? On a favorite team, you got the running back of the favorite team, and you got. But I'm not doing that. Fucking 19 implied points. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game, guys. You got a lot of good one-offs in this game. CD Lamb, Michael Gallup. Okay, if you feel strong about one of these guys, go ahead, play them. I'm not crazy about this game. It could be a low-scoring game. It could just, these are both trash-ass teams. Earlier in the week, I was really excited. I'm always excited about playing non-divisional opponents late in the year. And Drew Lock actually was my GPP winner in Week 9. So you could go back here. Again, these are the type of spots that we're trying to get to. Right? All you want is to find a game that you think is going to shoot off. Shoot off, and you're in the fucking money, man. If the game you decided in the GPP, right? If it shoots off, if this game shoots off, then the rest of your highly graded value, expensive plays do well, you're in the fucking money. You are in the money. And this week, you gotta pick one. You gotta find one of those games that you think is gonna go off. For me, earlier, it was this game right here, this Atlanta Chargers game, which we'll get to in a second, but Julio being out, kind of worrisome, but Vegas is still telling me the same thing. But anyways, we'll get back to that. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game, guys. All right? We're just going to talk about a couple of these guys. Mike Davis, certainly in play, okay? Now that Christian McCaffrey is ruled out again. He's in play. He gets all the touches in this backfield. Melvin Gordon, he's in play. He's certainly in play. All right? If you want to have exposure to Melvin Gordon, be my guest. Low ownership. A lot of guys are going to be low on this week. You got 12 games on a slate. So, with games like this, I'm going to have, maybe I'll stack them. Depends on my thoughts come Sunday. My mind fucking works like a galaxy. And, Noah Fant is certainly in play, right? I'm not big on this game. Okay, I don't like these type of totals. When we have 12 games on the slate, we don't need to really go there. But I definitely think on the Carolina side, you got a couple of guys in play. Curtis Samuel, he's in play. DJ Moore, is DJ Moore in this week? Yeah, no, he's not in. Right, he's injured. Right. So it's a little bit more condensed offense. You got Robbie Anderson. He can shoot one deep, right? But let's move on to the next game. All right, this is a quite appealing game, and this Raiders team burned a lot of people last week, but not me. I'm not here to brag about it, but I didn't get burned by it. I completely faded Devontae Booker last week. Booker was 20% owned. Okay, I faded him. You could really look at my results. And I played 30% Darren Waller in large field GPPs, and I won it took me to the top of the leaderboards. Having a lot of Darren Waller because he was 9% owned. It was the perfect time to. If you look at my previous videos, I made a video about this. When the opportunities last week opened up at tight end, you had Jordan Akins 2,900, Anthony Ferkser 2,600. You had a lot of cheap tight ends last week, and they were all picking up ownership. And what did that mean? Everybody's doing cheap tight end. Everybody was doing cheap tight end. It was the perfect time to leverage the field on a player with the ceiling and the capability of this man right here, Darren Waller. This man right here, right? It was Darren Waller week. I'm not so confident about Darren Waller this week against this Colts defense that's number one against the tight end in defensive efficiency. I'm not so convinced. But you know what I will do? Might go back to Booker. But I don't really know how to pick this game because honestly, I'm always gonna have interest in Jonathan Taylor. I had a lot of exposure to him last week. I'm gonna go right back to the well with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. Okay, these guys are in play, but one-offs. I'm really worried. I don't know how to deal with fucking Phillip Rivers, man. I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know T.Y. Hilton is coming along, right? He's catching touchdowns now. The long drought is over. Past 2 weeks, he's had decent weeks, right? Let's take a look at his game log real quick, right? Look at that. 6, 18, 28, right? He's back. Maybe he's back. Maybe he's back at the right time. I don't know. And this Raiders defense, even the fucking Jets threw 4 touchdowns against them. Fucking Jets. The fucking Jets defense. I don't know, man. You could go over there. You could go to this pass catching game. You could stack. I'll give you guys a stack example right now, and it's fucking cheap and it's low owned. Right? Right here. Phillip Rivers. Nyheim Hines. He's a pass catcher, right? He loves to target his wide receivers. Bam. Right there. And there's your bring back. Booker. Cheap stack. I'm not gonna have too much of this. I feel like in this spot, in this game, I feel like the Colts could just blow them out. But like Vegas, I mean, I don't know. Why Vegas is struggling, man? I mean, they barely. I feel like the Jets just let them. Like the Jets just said, here, beat us. The Jets should have won that fucking game, bro. The Jets should have won that fucking game, bro. Moore has COVID. Costanza should play. JT's a play. Yeah, you're right. Right? But we're not. Are you talking about David Moore? What are you talking about? Over there. Unless I'm missing something. I think you're talking about Seattle game? David Moore? JT. Who's JT? Jonathan Taylor. I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah. JT is a play. I mean, JT. If you're talking about Jonathan Taylor, he's definitely in fucking play this week, bro. He's definitely in play. DJ Moore, yeah, he's out, right? Moore. Oh yeah, DJ Moore is out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so high on that game period because I don't like the total there, but I feel you. You got to find these type of spots. And I'm going to tell you real quick, GPPs, right? This 4 o'clock, this is not a 4 o'clock window game, but like, I just want to throw that out there real quick. How important late swap is, bro. Bro, man, yo, you can save, like, let's say your studs failed, right? Your studs in the early on games failed. Bro, make sure you're in front of the computer, because if you don't get contrarian as fuck, you're fucked, man. Because if you just keep your highly owned plays in at the 4 o'clock games and you don't make the changes, you're fucked. But yeah, COVID and injury, no interest. No interest in Pittman Jr. Actually, I certainly do, man. I just, the thing with this team is, I just don't know where the targets are gonna go. Really, it's just, it's like flipping a coin. Like T.Y. Hilton's coming on now, and it's gonna come down to ownership, man, Larry. If I'm gonna pick spots in this game, it's gonna come down to ownership, and whoever's lower owned, I'm gonna throw some bullets in my GPPs. But this is not a game that I'm gonna be really fully stacking. I might have some interest there, but I'm just not so confident. And it's certainly a game that could shoot off, right? But I feel like the Colts defense is kind of too legit, and after seeing the Raiders struggle against the Jets, the Colts might just blow them up, like fuck them up in this spot. And I don't know. I'm not crazy about this game. We're going to get to games that I'm quite crazy about if you guys stay patient with me here, man. I'm telling you. Let's get to the top of these GPPs together. I'm fucking telling you. Look at my YouTube videos, man. I'm telling you. I'm just, I'd love to hear everybody's take here. This is an open discussion. Look at the fucking title. It's an open discussion for us to get better together. If you're into daily fantasy, you're into GPPs. I only play GPPs. But let's get better together, bro. This is going to be a highly owned game here, man. This is the game that everybody's talking about. Everywhere, every fucking YouTube channel I go to, this is everywhere. Everybody's talking about this game, right? You got Seattle implied it for 30 fucking points, or a little over 30 points by Vegas, right? But we've seen lately what Russell Wilson's doing, man. Lately he hasn't done much, and he's going to be highly owned. 9 to 12% is not highly owned. It's going to be pretty flat across the quarterbacks this week, but and he definitely has the ceiling, right? But their defense. What's scary about this game for me, y'all, is this defense looks legit right now, right? Right? Am I wrong here? Right? And Jets have a bunch of injuries in the wide receivers, right? You don't have what's his name got ruled out. I know Perriman's in. Crowder might not play. Crowder, Darnold's favorite target, might not play. You got Barrios coming into the mix. Denzel Mims is out. I know these are really cheap plays, but what if this is like a 31-0 game? Okay, let's just talk about game theory. What if this is a 31-0 game? Could happen. Jets don't give a fuck about this year. Their fucking coach is Adam Gase, right? Mims, right? Thank you, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, right. But what if this is a 31-0 game, man? That's the scary spot for me. And you're not gonna. If this is a 31-0 game, he's not having. I don't think, especially with Carson back and the way that they're playing lately in this offense, maybe he doesn't need a ceiling game. And at his price tag and ownership, for you to win a GPP, you need a ceiling game from this guy. Ty Johnson to play if Gore is out. He looked damn fucking good last week. He looked damn good. Certainly, you can have a little exposure, in my opinion. You could sprinkle him in, but I wouldn't be, so convinced, because I'm just not high on this Jets team. They're implied for 16 fucking points. What are you expecting from Ty Johnson? I'm not so high. 1 week isn't enough for me to put money on it. And if you're talking about like a season long, I don't know what you're talking about exactly, Larry. I know you're on the Twitch chat there, bro. If you can be a little bit more specific, I'd love to give my input. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'd love to give my input for that, right? Okay. If you're talking about like season long or fantasy playoffs or some shit like that, I don't know. But anyway, so this is the scary spot about me. But man, DK Metcalf, I know I didn't bring him up, but you gotta have yourself some fucking DK Metcalf this week, man. because he can break the fucking slate. He's highly owned, right? He can break the slate. So you gotta have, if you're making 150 lineups, right? GPP, make sure you have some DK Metcalf. If you're high on him, go over the field. If you're, I'm not. I mean, I probably just come in with the field maybe on DK Metcalf just because I don't want to turn my computer off at, if this is an early on game, I don't want to turn my computer off early. So, right. But I just don't see a ceiling game here. I know. I mean, it's scary. It's a scary spot because. Let's see what I'm pretty good. I'm new to the DFS, so Larry, to answer your question, bro, it depends on the tournament you're playing, man. It really comes down to the tournament you're gonna play, bro. Like, are you gonna play a mass multi-entry, where you're gonna make 150 lineups, right? Or are you just gonna do, I don't know. Are you just gonna do a single entry? So obviously, if you're gonna do a single entry, you don't fucking need Ty Johnson on a 12-game slate, right? So that's my take on this game. I don't know, Mito. I think you're still in here. I'm not sure on the YouTube side. If you have any takes on this game, please share, bro, in the comment section, right? But I feel like this could be a Chris Carson week, right? They could just run the ball down their throat, play great defense, and because Seattle's trying to stay healthy, they don't need a. They're trying to stay healthy, and I don't think the Jets are gonna fight this game. So I'll let the field, right? I'll let the rest of the field fucking chase these expensive stacks of Russell Wilson. I'll let the field do that. I don't need to go there. I don't need to spend my, I don't need to spend my money on these stacks. This is my game theory. That's why this is fucking called game theory discussion. Okay? And this game theory discussion can help you in any fantasy. Doesn't matter what kind of fucking fantasy it is. Right? Moving on. This is where I'm at. Obviously, Lockett, all these guys are in play, right? You're gonna have one-offs, but I'm just not high on the Jets this week, so I'm not stacking this game. We got my Washington squad. Mito, stand up if you're still here, bro. Stand up if you're still here. We got them Washington football team. I might be a little bit biased here, but I like my Redskins. And we're going to talk a little bit about why this applies to DFS, right? A lot of people, bro. I've been hearing 9 to 12% ownership. A lot of people are going here, right? McKissick, right? But what if, hear me out, y'all. What if Washington is playing with a lead? What if Washington goes up 10-0, 14-0, or 2 touchdowns in this game? What happens to McKissick? Have you seen McKissick get involved in the game when this team is winning? Now we in the past 2-3 weeks, Washington football team, they've been trailing in every game, so you're seeing a target machine in J.D. McKissick. But when they're winning, he's not on the field, right? So just what if? What if they're winning? That's my play right here. You got to go with that. Peyton Barber. That's your pick. You just got to predict this game. I'm really not sure about this game. Vegas has this game in a coin flip to me. I know for San Francisco, it's their home favorite, so it's a coin flip, right? I mean, there's no home games anymore, really, technically. There's no fucking fans in the stands, right? Tight ends from this game, all tight ends are in play this game, right? All tight ends are in play. I don't think this is a game you stack. I think this is a defensive battle. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, in my opinion, right? In spots like this, in GPPs, I like to just pick out a few plays. Like, I'll pick out McLaurin, sprinkle him in some of my stacks. I'll fucking get maybe Barber and Washington defense together because they correlate. I want correlation in my GPP lineups, okay? I mean, if Peyton Barber is in my lineup, that means the football team's defense is doing well. So I want correlation in all my lineups, right? McLaurin, I mean, all these guys, Sims, they're in play. But not much to talk about here. Moving on. Moving on. Almost fucking 50 minutes in this bitch. God damn, bro. Fucking, this was a game I loved, man. With that, I wish Julio Jones didn't get hurt, right? Julio, right? I mean, we were going to smash Julio this week, bro. At $6,600, we were going to fucking bang Julio, right? We're going to fucking smash Julio, bro. But we can't do that anymore. Which leads me to a guy like Calvin Ridley. I'm still going to stack this game up. This is a game to stack. This is the game to get excited about. And since Julio's been out, okay, Vegas total is still sitting at the same number. 49.5. 49.5. Keep watching until Sunday lock. If that number keeps going up, bro, get your stacks ready, my guy. Get your stacks ready. Let's make a stack right now, quickly, right? Who is the dog in this game, right? Who's the dog? I mean, it really doesn't matter, but it's a close game, right? But who's the dog in this game? Bam. Right? This guy. Bro, this guy burned so many fucking people, man. What am I doing right now? Why can't I fucking do this shit, man? Okay, yeah, my quarterback spot is locked right now, so I can't really do this. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just unlock these players real quick. Bro. This guy is fucking... This guy, hear me out. This guy burned so many fucking people in the past 2 weeks, especially against the Patriots. Nobody's going to be on Justin Herbert this week. Okay? Because people have, people tend to just forget really quick that this guy is a fucking stud. This guy is a fucking stud. Austin Eckler's in play. Fuck Todd Gurley. I don't care how cheap he is. $4,800. I don't care. This man, he's not the same player. But this is the perfect game. The perfect game to stack, in my opinion, guys. And as it sits on for this Friday night, I'm gonna have a shitload of exposure to this game. If you guys have any feedbacks in this game, please let me know. Herbert and Eckler are a good stack given. Oh fuck yeah, dude. Larry, fuck yeah, man. I'm really, I'm big on, I would certainly, if you're high on Herbert, depending on how many games you're going to be playing, bro, I would have exposure to every end of this game. I would certainly have, you could do Herbert double stacks with a bring back, but you could full on game stack this game. I think it's got the potential to shoot out. It's two teams that are non-divisional, opponents playing in December. This fucking game, I absolutely love this game, man. How you doing, Howie, bro? I absolutely love this fucking game. So I personally, I really fucking wish that, I really wish that Julio Jones was playing, but I think now that Jones is out, we just got to bump our projections and ownerships to Ridley, right? We got to have that stud in there. But I'm going to be heavier on the Los Angeles side of this game just because of what we just talked about. Herbert burned everybody last week, right? And this is the perfect spot in GPPs where you're going to get a guy like Herbert at 5 to 8% ownership, right? This is the game for me. I'm going to have a lot of Matt Ryan stacks. I'm going to have a ton of Herbert stacks, and I'm gonna fill in the rest from there. The rest will play itself, okay? Because I'm gonna have my high, obviously, my high plays, right? My guys like Derrick Henry, my guys like DK Metcalf. These are guys that I'm gonna have in a lot of lineups if I can find these cheap plays. Okay. And this is cheap. I mean, Herbert is 60. This is 5,700. Yeah, I know he hasn't done much. He's been burning people. I mean, he played New Orleans 2 weeks in the past. 2 times in the past 3 weeks. So he's had some tough matchups, Matt Ryan. Right? And I know, I kind of know. I mean, I do know the Chargers are getting healthy at the right time on their defensive side, but I think this is a dome game, right? The Chargers are in a dome, and anything can happen, man. With Matt Ryan under center, I don't know. I'm kind of high on that game. I know, it could burn me, maybe not, but yeah, right. Let's talk about. All right, yeah, we only have 2 games left, guys. Obviously, this game doesn't matter. We're only doing main slate here. Hear me out here, guys. Just hear me out here, okay? I want to give you guys my take on Rodgers this week. Right, this is a blow-up spot for Rodgers, right? I mean, what's everybody? I don't know how many people 3 people in the stream. I don't know what everybody's take is here. Any no concerns about Harris Jr. shadowing? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, I am a little bit concerned. Larry. I'm concerned about that game. I do have my concerns, but anytime you have a high passing volume team, these better receivers can get the better end, right? I mean, it's not these shadow matchups aren't always everything, man. These some of these receivers are so good, it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't really worry too much about shadow matchups in GPPs, to be honest with you. I really don't, to answer that question. I just don't. I got Adams in my lineup for this game, and that's it. If Galladay sits, I might have to throw in Jones Jr. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it could be a week where, they're implied for almost 31 points, right? I mean, but looking at this game, me personally, I like the other side of this game, bro. I like the other side of this game. I'm a GPP guy. I mean, it might blow up in my fucking face. But after seeing what I saw last week against the Bears defense, and I know this might sound a little bit like I'm chasing last week, right? But the Packers defense ain't all that. You got Jair Alexander, sure, you got a great cornerback there. But Stafford throws the ball around. He distributes. And the reason I kind of like Stafford this week, I mean, I can just, I could double stack him with a few cheap end guys, and I can still get it, and I can bring it back with a guy like Aaron Jones. In this GPP, all my Stafford stacks are gonna either have 1 or 2 of, right, Jones and Adams. What are the chances? I mean, what's the possibility? And it could happen. Like, Stafford could have a better game than Rodgers. Maybe Rodgers doesn't have to throw 40 times, right? Rodgers, let's say, throws for 30 times. He's super efficient. But Stafford, on the other side, throws for 45 times, and he's efficient as well. And this game is at home for them, right? So he could be more efficient. Then he could have more, not efficient, I'm sorry, maybe he could have more DraftKings points. All I'm saying. He could have more DraftKings points at way reduced salary than Aaron Rodgers. It's fucking GPP. We're not trying to play the optimal here. We're not trying to do what everybody else wants to do. We want to fucking think outside the box. We're going to make plays where we are uncomfortable. And this is what I'm fucking looking at. It could happen. They're going to play from behind this game. I'm uncomfortable. Fuck, I'm not gonna be fucking surprised if Stafford struggles, but GPPs, man, you gotta have some balls, man. You gotta have some cojones, some balls. Anyways, I love if I am gonna play the Rodgers side of this game, if I am gonna play I'm definitely gonna um, stack them up differently. I'm gonna look at guys like Lazard, Tanyan. Okay, all right. In some cases, even fading a guy like Adams. But I'm not gonna be playing Rodgers this week. That's just me. If he burns me, then so fucking be it. But he's not. You got 12. You got 12 fucking quarterbacks on this slate, bro. You got 12 fucking quarterbacks on this slate, and I'm pretty sure you got. I'm like he doesn't have. He's not. When is the last time Rodgers has had to throw? What if it's a Jones week? What if it's an Aaron Jones week? What if Aaron Jones has 30 something odd fantasy points? Most likely means it's going to come at the expense of Aaron Rodgers not having a ceiling game. That's how I look at it. That's why I like the other side of that better. But one offs, Adams for sure, man. Fucking jack it up. Looked at that game, and last but not least, guys, this game was trash. But we could definitely we can definitely stream the defenses here, right? I mean, Jalen Hurts. I don't want any part of this game actually, but we could stream defenses here. There's nothing to really stack here. I mean, sure you could go to Michael Thomas, right? He's been seeing 10 to 11 targets for the past 2-3 weeks. You could go to Michael Thomas, but I'm not convinced that this guy Taysom Hill is a real quarterback. I know he had 2 touchdowns last week. I know that. Okay, I know he can get it done with his feet. If you gotta play Taysom Hill, just play him by himself. Play him naked. Because do you really think that he's gonna give a ceiling game to Michael Thomas to win the GPP? I mean, sure he could get you 25. That might be enough. He could get you 25. It might be enough. But he's not dirt cheap. And this week you might find guys like in the 5s, 6s, right? To get you that 25. And if they have better leverage plays elsewhere, you're not in the GPP top 1%. It's where you need to be. If you don't get to the top 1%, you don't make money in this game, my friend. And you don't give up. I mean, don't give up. 1 week, we're all gonna have bad weeks, right? But I'm trying to stay optimistic here. We gotta really think outside the box, man. I will certainly play some Taysom Hill, but only, like I said, one-offs. Because but I feel like when I do that, it's always min cash. Like, sure, I'm probably gonna have like 180, 190 DraftKings points if I just pick out the right spots. Secondary team stacks. Anyways, guys, this has almost been a little bit over an hour. I'm gonna cut this short. I just want to quickly remind you guys, late swap, the importance of the late swap. We already talked about that. Please have your fucking phones ready in front of you. If you're playing 150 lineups, if you play, and you're screwed in the early on slates, make leverage, man. Change up all your plays. Do go outside the box because, if you have in the 4 o'clock games all the high ownership plays coming up, your lineups are just gonna keep shrinking from there, and you just go crazy outside the box. And I hope you guys enjoyed this short video. Please, like and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. Appreciate everybody's time today. I appreciate you guys joining me on this live stream, right? And I'll hope to see you guys soon again. My Twitter @KeithVape. And then I'm also made a little TikTok. I'm putting over there like what time I'm gonna be going live and whatnot and shit. So @KeithVape. Follow me on TikTok as well. I just made that page really to just bullshit and just to, throw up notices out there. Just trying to get more people into this stream so we can all get better together, man. That's what it's all about. It ain't about me. This is not about me. I want to hear everybody's take. You know what I mean? That's why I made this YouTube channel, because I want to get better with the rest of you guys, and get everybody else's take to make myself a better daily fantasy player. And I'm going to bring this up again and again. I'm not some schmuck. Okay? Go look at my fucking results, man. It's on my fucking YouTube page. Just go back, check out the few other videos. All right, I've been playing the $9 slant tournament since week 9 of the NFL season. Doesn't mean I haven't played DFS before, but since the week 9 is when I've been mass multi-entering, right? 150. $9 slant, cost me $13.50 a week, and I'm pretty much the only guy that's had 2 lineups in the top 10. Okay, 2 in the top 10, 6 in the top 100 last week. God bless you guys. Keep vape out. Much love. Thank you, brother. Thank you, everybody, for listening.